Good afternoon, or what is a warm, bright and sunny day. It is Wednesday, 21st of June. Yes, it is midsummer, and I've got a box to continue unboxing. And the first thing I'm going to unbox is this, which is Douglas Adams' London, and it's a curious little thing. It is, I think it's Herb and Lester Associates presents A Hitchhiker's Guide to Douglas Adams' London. Douglas Adams is famous, above all, as the creator of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a trilogy in 5 parts, which came out in was famously a radio series in the 1977, 78, and then a book, and so on. A towel, a stage play, and then a film, a stage play again, and now we have an atlas. I'm a big fan of Hitchhiker's Guide because it came out when I was in my very early, I wasn't even a teenager when it came out. And being a big science fiction fan, I lapped it up. It is still one of my favourite pieces of science fiction, and it's genuinely funny, full of great jokes. And I sometimes, and sometimes not, annoy my partner by quoting from it. A lot of the time. So anytime anybody mentions space, it's always space is big. I mean, hugely, mind-bogglingly big. You wouldn't believe just how big space is. You may think it's a long way down the road to the chemist. That's just peanuts to space, and so on. So in this guide we chart 42 being the answer to the question of life, the universe and everything. From the life and work of Douglas Adams, he's best known as the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in which much of the action happens light years from the debris of the Earth. Yet his work is peppered with London locations, the city that was his home for decades, from Shepherd's Bush to Highgate to Whitehall streets that Adams knew and cared about, unhappily noting rampant development, grim concrete monoliths, eyeing the new spaces in Upper Street where they hope to spawn their horrid progeny, and the timeless joy of London's parks. Anyone can go through Hyde Park on a summer's evening and not feel moved by it. It's probably going through in an ambulance with a sheet pulled over his face. Using all of his books, biographies and research, this guide offers a glimpse of the city through the eyes of a much-missed author. So, essentially, it also contains an annotated illustrated map and babelfish postcard. So, yes, there we go. Let's have a look inside. Just open the tab. And what we have inside, well, first off, is a coaster from Milliways, the restaurant at the end of the universe. I'm never going to go to Milliways, so I've got a coaster from it now. There is also the babelfish, perhaps the oddest, most useful thing in the universe. That it couldn't have evolved purely by chance, as they say. Unfortunately, I can't stick this one in my ear. And so we have the Douglas Adams London. Now, a curious thing is, actually, I used to travel through, when I went to school at some point, I used to travel through the village where he lived as a boy or a young man, in North Dorset. And let's have a look. Here we have the map itself. Close in there. Let's just have a look. Okay. So it's all for one location. 16. Can't find it. But there is, for example, so there's the map on the front, and then on the back. You have a key to all the locations. Exclamation. Well, sorry, you've got to. All right, hold on. Apologies. a key to all the locations on the front there, and then you've got essentially a explanation of all those locations on the back. There we go. You know, so we've got sort of like 42 there at classic Marvin the Paranoid Android. Even a TARDIS, because of course Adams also for a relatively brief time was a script writer for Doctor Who, and also one of the locations on here is for Hot Black Desiato, which turns out to actually have been an estate agent, which really does exist. And I wouldn't have actually gone to the one on this map, but I would have. I can remember driving past and seeing the sign Hot Black Desiato, and it's such a singular name that I went, hold on a minute, and it suddenly twigged, you know, that you know, he was stealing names from places, and Hot Black Desiato essentially became the name of you know, an incredibly rich rock band, you know, basically member of a rock band who was essentially, he was spending basically spending a year for tax reasons. This is absolutely fascinating kind of map. I mean, the idea it says here is what you want to do is, you know, visit all, you know, your quest to visit 42 locations written about, associated with, or venerated by Douglas Adams has begun. This map will take you to real-world places Douglas Adams lived, loved, and ate pizza. And it'll also guide you to locations from the galactic fiction, the 4 novels on planet Earth, and the places of the biographies and books about Adams. So there's also a little bit of a bibliography there as well. So you've got sort of like a nice little bit of research attached to the map. Away. And this is actually a very early birthday present from my friend Dave. So thank you very much, Dave, despite being actually a month early, and me not really wanting to celebrate my birthday, which is, you know, by the by. But so yes, anyway, that is Douglas Adams London, the interactive map from Herbert Lester Associates. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case, a map gift, which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. All, of course, accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.